What if your customers are trying to find your business online, but instead of finding you, they find your competitors? Now, more than ever, it's time to make sure you have the right SEO to make your business stand out online. Welcome to Go Mind Your Business with Terri Bork, presented by Extreme Marketing Concepts, putting your business in front of the hungry herd of buyers who are looking for you right now. Extreme Marketing Concepts, helping you drive more traffic, dominate the market, and crush your competition. And now, here's Terri.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Go Mind Your Business. My name is Terri Bork, and I'm so excited to be with you here again today. We are into September, that final quarter before the holiday season and another brand new year, so it's really exciting. And I have an amazing guest for you today. I met Aprille Janes through a friend of mine, and she is a dynamic businesswoman. So please help me welcome to our show today, Aprille Janes. Welcome, Aprille.
Thanks, Terri. I'm really excited to be here and be on the other side of the mic from you. Yeah.
Oh, so great. So welcome. So let me share with our audience, Aprille, a little bit about you, and so they can get familiar with you and know how wonderful that you are. So guys, Aprille has had almost 20 years as a successful business consultant to Fortune 500 companies. Aprille discovered her true calling in 2003. And she made a leap to mentor and to support women in their small business. And today she uses her consulting experience and skills as a professional coach to help her clients get noticed in a noisy and crowded marketplace. She shows them the ROI of being uniquely themselves in their marketing, branding, and sales. Aprille helps Boulder businesswomen do more of what they love and make a living, which is super, super important. Yeah. And Aprille is a sought-after speaker, author, podcast host, and small business mentor. So again, Aprille, welcome to our program today. It's my pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Terri. I'm looking forward to speaking to your audience and having them get to know me a little bit better, because I really want to help them succeed.
Oh, I know you do. So great, Aprille. All right, so let me ask you a couple questions. Let's get going right into the meat here. So, I know you hold something called a Boulder Business Bootcamp. So let's talk about it. What is why is a Boulder Business Bootcamp so important for our listeners to achieve greater success in their business?
Well, when I was working as a corporate consultant, I watched a lot of people who were stuck in cubicles, and they couldn't really be who they were. I watched women who had to lie to be home with their children who were sick and couldn't fully express themselves because the corporation had all kinds of rules around what supported their culture and what didn't. And some people are happy there. I'm not knocking that at all, but there's a large number of people who aren't comfortable with that, and they want to create some economic independence, as well as the time that they spend here. They'd like it to mean something for them. They'd like it to be more fulfilling, and they can't find that in the corporate environment. So business really should be personal, because there's more to life than cubicles. And what I want to do with the Boulder Business, what I do with the Boulder Business Bootcamp, is help them make that shift from the thinking that they've been taught their whole lives, most of us, into becoming a more confident business owner and becoming more attractive in their personal brand and understanding what that personal brand actually is. Because about 90% of small businesses close their doors because their owners run out of energy and resources, not because they failed. They closed the doors. They just can't keep it up any longer. They're exhausted. And what I want to do is help them get the foundation right so that that struggle goes away. Yes, they're going to have to work hard, but they don't need to be struggling all the time. I want them to work smarter.
Oh, awesome. So working smarter, not harder. We often hear that in business today, yet very few people know how to actually accomplish working smarter, not harder. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So what do people really get out of working with you in some sort of a business boot camp type setting?
Well, what we do in the boot camp, and this is an online program, by the way, what we do in that boot camp is, first off, you get very, very clear on what your values are, because that's who you are at your core. And often what happens is people say, oh my goodness, you know, there's something not quite right here. I don't understand why I'm not happy. This was supposed to be my business. And what's really happening is they haven't brought their values to work with them, because they've been taught not to. They've been taught to be professional, you know, and so hide anything that's personal. We need to really dig deep and find out who we are at our core, and that starts with our values, our non-negotiables. Then we need to turn up the volume on them and bring them to work. The next thing we do then is we take that important information and we say, okay, what is it I'm doing in the world that makes a difference? What is it I'm doing for my customers and the people who come in contact with me? And we create a mission statement so that people recognize whether they actually want to be working with you, because it could be your mission has nothing to do with what their needs are. And so that kind of helps people self-identify themselves. Then finally we take all of that and we create what we call a vision statement. And it sounds very airy-fairy, but it's really about where are you going, what's inspiring you, and how can I get on board to help you? So people can see where they can be part of what it is you're doing. They can only do that if they know, like, and trust you. That's, you know, we hear that all the time. But you've got to know, like, and trust yourself first, and that starts back again with the values.
Oh, awesome, right? And you often hear that in business too, know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
And you don't often hear from people who know, like, and trust themselves in business. So I can see how that can be very important for our business owners today, our entrepreneurs, especially women, right?
Oh, yeah.
Getting out there. So wonderful.
Absolutely, with women. Yep.
Right? Okay, cool. So how do your students, Aprille, how do they typically get started in working with you to help them create their vision and where they want to take their business and how to get it to the next level?
Well, going back to what I just talked about, it really has to start with the relationship. And I have some ways of people getting to know me, even though we don't meet in person. There is a free bonus book that they can get that they can download. It's at my link actually on the bottom here underneath my picture. They can find it there. So they can get a little feel for what it is I'm talking about and who I am. I put a lot of work into that book to kind of give people, this is who I am. This is an experience of me. Then there's at the back of that book, there's a mini course that they can get involved in. It's not only $9. It's, you know, minimal risk. But again, they get to hear me and they get to talk to. It's a recorded program, but they get to hear me and experience a bit more of me. Then if they want, if they like what they're seeing, then they can move into the boot camp, and finally from the boot camp into what I call my Boulder Business Group program, which is where we work live one-on-one together.
Oh, fantastic. So what I like, if our listeners were to get started creating this with you now, what could their business life look like 30 days from now, 60 days from now, going into the holidays, 90 days from now, and then into next year, and then next year at this time?
Holidays, whoa.
I know, right?
Well, most of my people come to me because they say, I don't know where I'm going, I can't get a handle on it, I'm flopping around here, and I liken it to a goldfish in a fishbowl. When we work for someone else, all the structures and processes and everything else are in place, and we swim in them, and they're invisible to us like the water in the glass is to the fish in the fishbowl. When we go into our own business, we make the leap, and too often we end up flopping around on a tabletop because unconsciously we thought those processes and things were going to still be there, and suddenly we discover we're responsible for them. So at the end of 30, and that doesn't breed confidence in ourselves, never mind everybody else looking at us as we flop around. So at the end of 30 days, you have a very clear vision of what it is you're doing and why you're doing it. Now in about 90 days, we've started to put real plans on top of that, and there's things happening, being created that we're moving forward with. Then in about a year's time, well, I've got clients who've more than doubled their income within a year. which is fantastic. I'm so excited when I see that and they bring their numbers to me and we go over and we say, wow, because they've now started to attract the right people to them, people who really are fun for them to work with because they match them in some value or some way in their personality. And they are, because they have that confidence, they are able to move forward and they take risks that as employees we would think, ooh, I can't really do that. But when we think like the CEO of our own business, we realize risk is really opportunity in disguise. So they're starting to grow their businesses. By the end of 3 years, they don't even recognize it. If they look back to where they were when we started to where they are in 3 years, it's like, how did I get here? And wow, this is fantastic. You know, they love it.
Oh, right on, right? Oh, fantastic. Now, are there specific roadblocks that typically prevent students from getting started?
You know, the biggest one is I learned it. I took an improv course with a fantastic teacher here in my area, and it was like an aha moment for me because I realized here was the key to business success. And it's, if you've ever watched Whose Line Is It Anyways with Drew Carey, and you watch those guys and women and you think, how do they do that, you know? Well, they have a one basic rule, and it's never block the action. And the way they do that is they always think yes and basically it's like but stops everything. So I tell my clients, get your big but out of the way, just stop using that word. If someone comes to you with something, be curious about it. And what stops so many people is say, oh yes, but I can't afford it. Yes, but I don't have time. Yes, but someone won't let me. But if you change that to yes and how could I make the money to enable me to afford this? Yes, and what do I need to let go of to make the time? Now you stay in the conversation, you ask the right questions, and you can make room for these things, and you can do a real evaluation of whether there is a risk or not. Because if you say, yes, and if I do this, where's it going to lead me? Yes, and if I have to give up something that's even more important to me to make the time, now you can make a choice, rather than just blindly saying no. You've made an informed decision. And when we can change that one shift in our thinking, it changes everything in our business. And so that would be the biggest piece I would tell people to take away from. Stop thinking about their butt and start getting busy with their ands.
Oh, really, I just love that. And, you know, those are really some solid strategies that are keys to unlocking roadblocks to anything. Yeah. So you can achieve wild success in anything you want, just not your business.
Yeah, absolutely. We put up our own roadblocks, and we don't even realize it. Another thing I tell my clients to think of is let go of the word can't and say I won't. And then you realize you've given yourself a choice. For instance, I had someone that would say, I can't do this because someone won't let me. But the real choice is, I won't do this because I'm choosing not to do it because someone else has an opinion about it. And so if you can change that word from can't to won't and realize that you've really got a choice, that makes a difference for people too.
Wow, what an interesting concept. That's new for me. So you saying you won't means that you have a choice in the situation. I will either do it or I'm not going to do it. Instead, can't do it because that's an excuse.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because do you know anybody who has enough time these days or enough money? Because if you do, I want to meet them. You know, it's probably your grandson or somebody. And so when we say we can't do something, we're actually saying I'm making a choice not to investigate this further, not to look at the realities of what I could or could not do. And we need to realize we always have a choice.
Mm. Oh, I truly love that. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to use that moving forward in my day. I stopped but a long time ago and put and in there. Now I'm going to put in won't. So guys, make sure that you take out the words can't, because we can do everything we want to, but won't. Whole different way of looking at something. Cool. Yeah. So let's talk about the Boulder Business Women boot camp series. What is that about? How do they get started with that?
Well, they can click on the link that you have on the screen here, and it will take them to it. As I said, it's an online course. that they can take. This is a 4-part course that they take online, and when they finish it, if they would like to go deeper with what they've learned, then there is group coaching and private coaching as well on top of that. But the first part of it really is to change those mindsets, make them aware of what it is that's holding them back. I go into a whole thing about how we become to our beliefs, which have developed, our beliefs actually control what we think we're capable of doing. So that's all in that boot camp and that series that we do. And I'm actually updating a lot of the materials. Once they register for the boot camp, it's theirs forever. And as I update materials, they will always get the new materials. So they get the latest and the greatest of whatever it is that I'm working on at the moment. And it's a great deal, and it's a good, solid place to start. The problem is so many people just want to jump right into action, and then, like that fish, they're flopping around on the table and don't really know why they're there, right?
Oh, great. Yeah, I totally get it. So, guys, you're going to want to find it right here. I can never find where my fingers are in relation to a link, right? So this is correct. So terribork.com/Aprille, and it's APRILLE, terribork.com/Aprille. And you guys, you'll really get to develop a nice solid foundation for your business so that you can just explode it. And you're not going to recognize yourself very quickly, and you're going to have a whole new business, and you're going to find tremendous success for yourself. So go check it out. It's awesome. And anything else further that we're missing at all, Aprille?
Well, they can get the freebie, and I'm like you trying to figure it out. There is a free book here that they can get as well. I'm welcome to get both, please, if they'd like. I'm just released that book this week, so I'm very excited about that. The last thing I really want to talk about, if we're going into that final word right now, is that what we're at, Terry?
We're just about there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to jump in then because I got something special I just want to share with them at the very end to take away with.
Oh, perfect. And what I'm going to do, Aprille, is I will also put the link to Think Like a CEO. I'm going to put that right inside the description, guys, so you can find the free gift as well with the 11 tips from Aprille. So they'll be right there for you to click on at any time. And you can find that at boulderbiz.com/11bold strategies. That's all one word, boulderbiz.com/11bold strategies. Wonderful. Again, guys, I recommend, pick one, get the free gift. It's always wonderful to get something for free, and I know it's jam-packed with useful information that's really going to help you guys start thinking like the CEO in your business. And take it to the next level. And then I encourage you to go a little bit further and create the business that you truly, truly love. And I know Aprille is going to do an awesome job in helping set that up for you. Perfect. So Aprille, please share with me now, because I am dying to know what it is that you want to share with us.
Just so you kind of dangle that little thing out there, then Well, going back to what we were taught, we were taught to worry about what other people think about us or what they say about us, right? And if you think about it, that's actually kind of counterintuitive to being in business. You want other people to talk about you, and so we need to get ourselves out there in front of the pack and let them know who we are and what it is we stand for and what we believe in. Being normal is highly overrated. And it will never get you noticed. If you want to shrink back, then you really do need to be working for someone else. If that whole idea of putting yourself out there and being in front of other people is too frightening for you to move forward, then I suggest you do need to go back and get a job. But if you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, then maybe a small business is really right for you, because now you're willing to take those risks. And what I wanted to close with was one of my favorite Maya Angelou quotes, which is, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be.
Oh, wow. Oh, I love that quote. I love Maya Angelou's, everything she said. So great. Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us today, Aprille. It's so great.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So guys, take advantage of the amazing offer that Aprille has shared with you. And Aprille, from the bottom of my heart, I just really loved spending time with you today and getting to know more about you and Boulder businesswomen. And I know that you love to empower women every single day. I know that's your mission in life, is really helping us businesswomen get out there and be just living the life that we want. So great. So awesome. So again, Aprille, thank you so much for being with me today. I really loved having you. And until next time, guys, I remind you to go mind your business. Have a great day. My name is Terri Bork, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Go Mind Your Business with Terri Bork, presented by Extreme Marketing Concepts. If you want to drive more traffic, dominate the market, and crush your competition, find out how by visiting our website, www.extrememarketingconcepts.com. And join Terri next time for another episode of Go Mind Your Business.